All right, so I guess I have a complaint. I have two complaints. One, let me start off with Kino. I love Kino. I use it all the time, to be honest. I just found out that I can't hook up my Hollyland Mark M2s, and that just makes me like, because most of the time I'm just capturing quick stuff, right? And I kind of get why they don't allow you to do it, but it is pretty simple to kind of like pull these out and put them on somebody and capture it real quick, right? So but I guess if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to just open up the black magic and just use that, get my settings right, get my ISO right. So I guess I see why they chose not to allow third party audio devices to connect to it. Maybe that's the reasoning behind it. But I would like to see support for third party audio devices like this, just to give it another option. Maybe on the next update they might do that. I don't know, whatever, right? But that was a little disappointing. But other than that, I really do like the Kino app. I like the fact that you can apply the LUT afterwards. Pretty cool. I tend to just shoot a lot of stuff real quick, not worried about audio, just more getting the visual anyways. But like I wanted to just shoot this real quick, and I just happened to have my audio devices, find myself googling and wondering why it's not connecting or whatnot. Anyways, my second thing that I want to talk about right now, the iPad. So I have this little thing right here, and whenever I just, especially for like studio work, I just simply put this. Now this one's just an older, not an older iPad or whatnot, right? If I have my iPad set up like this, and then I have another iPhone set up over here, and then another iPhone set up over there or whatever, right? I do a lot of filmmaking, and it just like really bugged me that iPad wasn't able to shoot Apple Log. I bought the M4 iPad and was ready to shoot log. I was ready to have I have two iPhones ready to shoot log, and then bam, I wasn't able to shoot log. And I know I'm nitpicking, but I was like, why not? Why withhold shooting log on the iPad? It makes so much sense. Like, you see this, like this is so easy. I set it up and then shoot. And it's like super dope to like shoot with an iPad. I mean, I get why a lot of people wouldn't want to shoot with an iPad, you know what I'm saying? Because it looks weird and it's like, all right, action, and then you find yourself like having this big old screen, and or you're holding the screen, and a lot of people don't end up shooting like that anyway. But like, why not? I don't understand. Why, especially with the M4 having all that power, why not shoot log? I didn't understand that at all. It's still I don't understand why. I get why a lot of people wouldn't, but why not for the people that can or do? I seen some kid on YouTube not too long ago, and he put his iPad on a gimbal. Now that was ridiculous, right? But in all seriousness, I think a lot of people do shoot with their iPad. Maybe not like 90% of people, but there are like, or who have iPads, but there are people out there that shoot with their iPads. And why not? I see it all the time in setups like, especially with the Blackmagic camera 2.0, where you can use it as your second device to record. So you would set it up just like this, and then you would press record and all the other, just like Final Cut. All right, yeah, and then Final Cut. Like, you could also do that with Final Cut. So why wouldn't you want to have that option to shoot log on your iPad? That doesn't make any sense. Like, the M4 is powerful enough to, I already shoot log, 4K 60 sometimes with my iPhone. And then limit the iPad M4 to not shoot log. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, I don't understand why. Anyways, that was just pretty frustrating. And I know it's like not a huge deal, right? Like, how often do I actually use my iPad versus, because I always have my iPhone with me, and I'm going to shoot log 90% of the time because I don't want to shoot with, you know, the regular camera app or whatever, right? Like I rarely use the regular camera. I use the regular camera app to scan QR code. 90% of the time, 95% of the time, I'm using either Kino or I'm using Blackmagic Camera App. I tried the Final Cut camera app. It wasn't for me personally. I don't know, just everything just seems a lot easier with the Blackmagic. I find myself going to either one of those two, the Kino app or the Blackmagic camera. I wish the Blackmagic camera app had an Apple Watch app where I could just press record and bam, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. Now that was the few times that I used the regular app where I find myself using the watch because for some reason to this day I'm having trouble with connecting my iPad M4 to my iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why I'm having trouble. Like it doesn't, if it does connect, it doesn't stay connected for long. I guess these are just my gripes right now with my overall workflow. I would like to use the iPad to, you know, having one, you know, one camera. Like I'm kind of cool with that. Not really, but I'm kind of cool. They have enough space to put 3 lenses like they would on the iPhone or whatever. But I would like to see at least, you know, more options on the lens just like you would on the iPhone, or at least have a different type of iPad. Like, all right, you have your iPad Pro and then you have your iPad Pro Plus, whatever you want to call it, and it has all the functions. Like I use, and see, the thing is, imagine being able to just use your iPad, right, to shoot whatever, and you don't have to actually go out and use any other software. Like everything would be all in the iPad. You know, whenever I shoot with my iPhone, I don't like to edit with my iPhone that much. Like I use LumaFusion every now and then, just really depends on what I'm shooting. Like earlier today, I went to the park, shot like 15 minutes of footage, you know, all together with my kids just playing. All right, so I took all that footage that I shot on the iPhone, added to LumaFusion, put a LUT to it, bounced it, showed it to the wife. She loved it. You know, stuff like that. Or I could have used iMovie. Didn't really matter. What I was trying to do was just take all the little clips, pile them up together, bam, make one movie or whatever, right? But that's just like one instance, you know, that I find myself using LumaFusion. With the iPad, if I shoot, like I don't want to shoot now with the iPad, with my iPad M4, right? Because it looks like it's iPhone footage. I get whenever I shoot log, I don't care what anybody says. Like there's a big difference shooting log and not shooting log. Apple log does get rid of most of the things are wrong with why the iPhone looks so iPhone-ish, right? It just like whenever I apply, and then there's, you know, like whenever I apply that footage onto DaVinci, which is on the iPad, like it would really make for an all around one device. Like you really wouldn't need anything else. Like you really wouldn't. Like I could carry around my iPad, film myself, bam, do something real quick, go to the next thing, go to the next angle, bam, record myself doing whatever, and then bring it around and just collecting these clips. I don't have to add them to or airdrop them to my MacBook or airdrop them to another device or whatever. It's already in there. And then all I have to do is just add them to DaVinci and just start cutting whatever I need to cut. I still love my iPad M4. That was really like my only gripe with my iPad M4, to be honest. My only gripe. I can't think of anything else. Like it's a dope device. If you don't have an iPad, like get you one. But like the M4, mainly what I use it for, to be honest, is for DaVinci. I love the OLED. Watching videos on Netflix and stuff like that is super dope. Not really gonna be able to tell a difference. Whenever I'm color grading, that definitely makes a difference. Oh yeah, and then gaming. The new Call of Duty. Super dope. Like that new Call of Duty, if you haven't played it yet, like it's like the real game. on the iPad. And I got the big, you know what I'm saying, 13-inch or whatever iPad or whatever, 12 point whatever, I don't know. That is super dope. Highly recommend. I mean, like I literally have Call of Duty anywhere and everywhere I go. If whenever I got 20 minutes to spare, I might bust 2 games real quick, bring my controller with me, my PlayStation 5 controller, play a couple of games. Super dope. But yeah, that's really my only gripe. I mean, I got way more gripes when it comes to just filmmaking, period. But those are the two that stood out to me right now. Anyways, I'ma holla at y'all.